Hi, it's Russ from Pro Tools Expert, and I want to show you Blue Cat PatchWorks, the new version that now has a standalone application. I'm just going to load that up straight away. I'm running this in Yosemite, taking my life in my own hands. And it looks just the same as the plugin version, but now you can use it as a standalone application. I want to show you a couple of really cool things you can use it for, and which are very, very nice. It'll host a VST or an AU, and you can build whatever you want with it. And when I say whatever you want, I'm going to show you a couple of really cool things now. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to load in piano strings, and basically it works very like MainStage in a way. It's an alternative to MainStage, and as you could see, I've got in there now an instance of Hybrid, an instance of Contact 5, an instance of Stylus RMX, and an instance of the really cool, very nice R2 from Exponential Audio. And that now allows me to have a synthesizer playing, and then I've got a synth part, and then I've got a beautiful piano from the guys over at Session Keys, and then I've got some stuff I'm going to be using in Stylus RMX as well. Now it's saved it all as a preset. Let me show you a few things you can do for a start. So the first thing I've done is I've got a layer of Hybrid and Contact. So there's my piano. Now what I've also done then is I've mapped Hybrid's volume to my modulation wheel, and I've done that down here. You can see this here. I've mapped a MIDI part. So if you just come here and you go parameter map, and then it'll give you a list of all the parameters in that, and I've gone down all the way to the bottom, master volume control 1, and then this has appeared, and then I just go here and I do MIDI learn or MIDI unlearn. And now, as you can see, if I move my modulation wheel, this is now moving, and now which means now if I play, so that's cool. Now the next thing I've got as well is Stylus RMX. I could start playing that. Now that's playing to tempo. And the other thing as well is that what you don't want to do is for Stylus to start playing when I play the keyboard, and it would normally. And what you can do is you can come here and drop this down, and you go to MIDI input, and I put it on none. So now this is independently running. So if I was on stage with this as a backing track, and you can actually play backing tracks with one of the plugins that you use with this, you could use this on stage. And now I've got a full rig basically. I could build a rig. As you can see as well, I've got my Contact going through my R2 reverb, but the Hybrid isn't doing that. It's got a nice reverb going on there, and then Stylus RMX is going on there as well. And the whole thing now is a great independent. You get the point. So that's that. So I've done that. Now this is where it gets really cool. So I can save all that. It saves all my presets and everything. And two things it saves. The one thing it is I could set this up in my DAW. This could be a setting in my DAW. Then I could take it out on the road and then just use PatchWorks in a standalone application without having to load a full DAW, whether that's Pro Tools or Logic or anything else. So that's the first cool thing about it. So that's great for keyboard players. Now so you can map all that stuff. Now I want to show you a second really cool thing as well. I'm now going to load in Guitar Clean. So now I have my guitar playing through this as well. So I can So if you're a guitar player, get your favourite stuff going. So again, I've got a Dimension D from Universal Audio. I've got R2 did some reverb, and I've got a bias. This is where it gets really cool, because this time instead of mapping a keyboard, I've mapped a foot pedal. So watch this. So now I can play and turn Dimension D on. Now I could put that anywhere in the chain. I could put that in the center here instead. I could have pulled that out and pulled that, and I can cut that instead and go cut and paste it here after R2 instead. And now if you've got a MIDI foot pedal, you could set all sorts of stuff up. So I've got a different guitar sound. Here's another one. Different setting in bias. Put a different setting here as well if I wanted to in something like this. So as you can see, it has enormous amounts of potential. You can build as big or as small a rig as you want. As I say, we can make more columns, less columns, more rows. We can just build a really great system to take out with us when we're gigging. Or if you just want to get a piano up sometimes, you just want to record something or just want to try something out in the studio and you don't want to get your whole DAW going, then this is a really cool way of doing it. So there we are. There's a couple of really cool things you can do with the new Blue Cat PatchWork standalone version. Thanks for watching and I'll see you again soon.